Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marty's Toybox. For today's video, I am going to be predicting WWE Mattel Elite Series 100. And it's a really hard thing to predict, I guess you could say. You can go a couple ways with this. The first way you can go is sort of people who've never really had Elites produced or hasn't had an Elite produced since like Series 1 that they still have the rights to. But a lot of people have been released and stuff like that. And it's at least Elite Series 100, so you can expect we're going to have some sick packaging, maybe some gold on it, sort of like the AEW, but of course not copying it. The boxes do change every 9 Elite Series essentially, so like Elite 89, it changes to a different box. Elite 79 or 80, it changes to a different box, and everything like that. So every year we will get new boxes, so by the time Elite Series 100 comes around, there will be a new box design and shape, and I don't really know how they're going to do that. But Elite Series 100 special, it's a huge milestone for them reaching 100 Elite Series. I mean, we've had basic series up to, oh my god, it's a lot. But Elite Series is the main thing. It's their main shtick. And I think there's going to be some sick packaging. And the little lineup for the set is very hard to determine. You can go, as I said before, with people who have never really had Elites before that are WWE legends. But personally, what I did for this list is sort of popular figures. So, granted, this list may be completely off because these people have had a lot of figures produced in the past, mainly 2 of them. But I think they're going to go with just classics, like big names in WWE that basically everyone knows of. So anyways, on to the list. Kicking us off is Triple H. Now, I'm assuming we're going to get a more modern day era Triple H, or I'm completely wrong. Maybe this is just a Attitude Era sort of Elite set. But I think Triple H, it might be a little bit newer. I think it would be cool if we had one where he had the World Heavyweight title and the Big Eagle. That's not new. That's actually pretty old. But I can definitely see that or a modern day Triple H, sort of like this one now that he is retired as well. But we've had our fair share of Triple H gimmicks in the past, DX ones, new ones, old school ones. So I don't really know exactly what they can go with, but Triple H is on the list. And then next up is Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the biggest names in WWE history. If you say Stone Cold, people are like, oh yeah, WWE. Same with Triple H. Stone Cold, I mean, he's got to be in this set. Being just, I don't know, they might give us WrestleMania attire in Elite Series 100. I could see that happening. Or they give us an old school one with like the red and black vest like you see in this picture. Usually it's like the black and silver vest. Or we have like a white vest. Who really knows? And what it comes with, I don't know. Maybe like 2 beer cans or something. I'm sure Stone Cold would let Mattel make tiny miniature cans of the beer that he has created. So I can see that happening. Maybe one's open and kind of spilling out a little bit. It may look weird as an accessory. And her vest and knee pads, of course, as well. And yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Next up is Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief, because he has ran WWE for over a year now as their top heel. And now he is the undisputed Universal Champion. If you haven't watched Mania, my bad, but that was weeks ago, so I'm hoping you have. If not, sorry, spoiler alert. But yeah, Roman Reigns, he's had a lot of figures being released recently as the head of the table, the tribal chief, and stuff like that. Head of the table shirts, multiple basics, multiple elites with the little hand gauntlet or whatever. But for this one, I can see them doing this sort of ordeal, but they might not because they can put it in an Ultimate Edition. So what I picture in this is Roman Reigns, Universal title, World title, unless we get a new belt. I pray to God we get a new belt. And then maybe a red gauntlet and a blue gauntlet for Raw and SmackDown. But they also could incorporate that into an Ultimate Edition. But I feel we definitely will get Roman Reigns in Elite Series 100. And the most reasonable figure accessories we can get is, I would assume, the Universal and the World Heavyweight Championship, now that he holds both titles. I had to throw a newer guy in here. The rest are sort of more old school, but I think Roman Reigns has to make Elite Series 100. Next up is John Cena. Now, this one was hard. So, it was hard to choose 6 people out of old and new WWE just for the fact of, it's gonna be a big name set. And we've had so many big names. But one of the biggest names that's came out of WWE is John Cena. Everybody knows who John Cena is from his acting, wrestling, anything. Mainly Peacemaker. That was a fantastic show. Shout out to that show because oh my god, it was hilarious. But there's a little nickname or whatever called the John Cena of Elites. And that's because John Cena has had so many elites produced. At first, people were saying Cody Rhodes is the John Cena of the AEW lines. And that's definitely possible because Cody Rhodes has had a lot of figures produced more than other people. And John Cena's to the same thing. So I kind of threw it out here on the list. He's had a lot of figures. What really could they do? I'm not too sure. But if it's the elite set for like just huge names in WWE, you got to put John Cena on there. And if speaking of big names in WWE, The Undertaker, who was inducted into the 2022 class of Hall of Fame. And we've had a lot of good takers, not to brag or anything, but I predicted the Ultimate Edition Taker attire months prior to it being announced. So, I mean, it's a big win on my part, but I'm gonna just cut it where I'm ahead and not predict what his figure will be like. But I definitely could see Taker in Elite Series 100. We've had Boneyard Taker, Lord of Darkness, Phantom Mask Taker, Normal Taker in general. We have a Mean Mark Callis figure. So what could they really do for this? Once again, I don't know. I'm predicting the people in there. I'm not predicting their attires because I know I will just absolutely flop if I were to predict the attires. But Undertaker, if they go that route, I wonder if I'm if I'm just overthinking this and like I'm going like, oh, just main huge people in WWE and then just go for another elite line, just change the boxing. That would be pretty funny. But it's definitely, I'm 99.9% sure it's going to be a very special occasion and they are going to celebrate it with a banger line of just classic big WWE names and some nice boxing on there as well. And then last but not least, we do have The Rock. And we've had a couple of Rocks released as well. We've had Modern Day Rock, this exact attire actually in an Ultimate Edition. First time Mattel Belts had a side plate was in his Ultimate Edition. We had a Rock and Sock Connection. We've had new Rocks, old school Rocks, so many of different variations of him. So once again, I don't really know how they're going to go about with this. We are on Elite Series 94 now. They come out every month and a half, 2 months. So I don't think we will see a Elite Series 100 until early 2023 or maybe summertime of 2023. Speaking of summertime, I can't wait for this summer just for the fact of the Mattel Creations crowdfunding ring. Look out for an unboxing on that. But yeah, The Rock. So Elite Series 100, I have people being in it. The Rock, The Undertaker, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Stone Cold, and Triple H. So let me know what you guys think. What do you think is the style of it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be just classic big names, just another Elite set, people who haven't had really many Elites released, or all the people who've had a crap ton of Elites released and there's just another one for Elite Series 100? Because people who've had a lot of figures released are big names in WWE, such as John Cena. And if you want to do a little bit more, let me know the 6 people you predict to be in Elite Series 100. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.